Welcome traders, hope you're having a wonderful weekend. This is the coaching video and to show you how to trade parabolic trends on the 1 hour chart for fast profits. Now this is specifically for people who are on the Get Funded program, and a little bonus for people who have got the parabolic charts. Parabolic charts are the best in the world. They are the most powerful trends that you can get. If it's going to move 1,000 pips, you're going to get it all, and that is the key, and you're going to hold it and hold it and hold it. However, some of you want to be day traders and trade closer time frames like the 1 hour as an example. Now this is not something that I do very often. I have done the 1 hour before in the past, but I tend to focus on the daily chart and sometimes the 4 hour chart because I'm a position trader. I hold my positions for a week, 3 weeks, 3 months. It doesn't really matter as long as it's going in the right direction. But there are opportunities within opportunities, and I'm going to go through them now just to explain. But before I do that, I really want to explain to you what a parabolic trend is and what it looks like for those people who are not quite sure. So this is the euro dollar. I'm going to show you others as well. And it's a tick box system. So what has to happen before you start any kind of trading, whether it's the 1 hour or the daily, we have to have the rules in place. So we have to see a sell signaling in relation to a sell, of course, and we have to have all the sellers in. Special settings, nothing standard here. This has been put together over many years. We also have to see that the oscillator is pointing in the same direction as you are selling. In this case, if you are buying and it's parabolic, we've got a big fat juicy buy signal and the price moves up above the blue line. That's the other rule as well. Of course, it has to be below the blue line or above the blue line, very important. And the candle has to be green for buy or red for sell. Very important. So once we have all the buyers in this example here from a few weeks ago, then the oscillator is saying buy as well in the same direction, and the price cycle is perfect. Okay, so once you understand that, you've got the charts, you can make any decision that you like, or you can wait for my signal, or you can just send me a message and I'll say yes, this is ready, or it's not ready. Are your charts set correctly? I'm happy to help you. And the Get Funded program, once you're in the Get Funded program, you will get regular updates, regular coaching throughout the year without any further payment. All right, so the software updates are free after delivery. So let's go down to the 1 hour chart, shall we? Just for a bit of fun so that you can see what's going on. So the rules are very similar. Well, the rules are very similar in that, first of all, the pair has to be parabolic to whatever direction, in this case selling. The dollar is stronger, and so therefore we can wait for the price to confirm it. Now the rules are quite simple. We must see the price first of all below this resistance area, what we call the stepping stone effect. Stepping stone effect, stepping stone effect. You will have this information in the Get Funded program. You will have these tools. It must be below this red line. You can make this any color you like, but I want to see the price weak below it, and I'll show you a buying opportunity as well to give you several examples of how to use this. So once we have that, then of course we just wait for a red candle to appear on the 1 hour chart. In terms of a stop, in this instance, I would make sure that first of all my stop is above the resistance line, this central pivot here, which is really important, and above the red line. I'm therefore looking for 2 to 1 is perfect, somewhere there. But what's automatically given to you with the charts is these support lines, and they're not order blocks, they are high liquidity zones, which are where the stops are. So people are getting stopped out at the top there. So very, very simple. And if, for example, you are one lot, that's worth $1,700. okay, in literally a few hours or a day or so. Do you know what I mean? It's very, very fast profits. Where with a position trade, if you're holding the daily, we would tend to hold it for 2 or 3 weeks. So it's much faster. And then you can obviously choose as and when you want to get in to any position. If it's, as an example, hitting this order block, this liquidity zone, you don't want to be selling it now. You're much better off selling into these areas here below resistance and into a supply zone where you can get in there. Make sense? Let's give you a few more examples just for a bit of fun. So in this instance, this is the US Swiss. I'll show you a few which are trending, parabolic trending now, so you can get a good flavour of this. And if you're interested in getting into the Get Funded program, which is designed for you to get funded, so you can actually use somebody else's money, which is a smart thing to do. So in this instance here, we had a buy signal here on the US Swiss, just here. But you can see the price is not interested in going any higher above this red line. So the actual buy opportunity is here. Now this is a 1 hour chart, so it's very slow. But nonetheless, there's a massive profit there, at least 2 or 3 to 1. With a parabolic trend, the most powerful trend, you can easily bank 3 times. But don't be greedy. Just look at several trades during the week and bank 2 to 1 is fine. You usually get 100, 150 pips out of it. So a nice profit nonetheless. So in this instance, where we can see that the price has moved above it, we just simply put our stop at the swing low. Below the support line now, the opposite to the euro dollar, of course, and your target 2 to 1, 3 to 1. In this case, of course, it's a 4 or 5 to 1, but nonetheless, hindsight is wonderful, isn't it? So let's see a few more. Aussie, New Zealand, this hit target this week, and as we can see, again, the pattern, the repeat pattern, emerges all the time. Now this is the Aussie New Zealand where we banked 100 pips and it's still going. So we do expect this price to go higher. Now, of course, once it hits target, there is going to be a push back into demand. So we will be looking for additional opportunities if that's what you want to do in terms of day. I would look at London Open for any opportunities and New York Open for any opportunities. This is day trading, but it's not something you need to keep an eye on. It's not something you're going to watch. Once you open the position, you're going to put in your stop. In this instance, this stop could be arguably put in just below this support area, which makes sense for a 29, 30 pip stop if you want. But the swing low is there down there. So it's subjective, but nonetheless, it makes money anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But just make sure when you're buying something, make sure it's above the support line, above the red line. If you've got a buy signal, that's a bonus as well. Euro New Zealand is not parabolic, but it's a good example of when the price sells off and you can get into the position here on the supply zone and price breaks down, where you can get a 2 to 1 easily. Price breaks down, 2 to 1 easily. US yen, let's have a look at this. There's been buying opportunities here, but not parabolic. So we have to wait our turn, wait for the turn, wait for prices to be parabolic. Now the Bitcoin is parabolic on the higher time frame, but as we can see here, you don't really want to buying it now. Price is consolidating. So here's the opportunity here, a nice 2 to 1 at least. So let's have a look at that. It's 2 to 1, 3 to 1, even 3.75. But just go for 2 for 1, especially if you're just starting out and practicing this one. Just go for 2 for 1 and see how regularly you can actually bank that money. Let's have a look at oil, which is parabolic. Well, there you go. So the buying opportunity is here. Once it breaks that line, swing low there, and 2 to 1. If you missed that, you can go in here on the pullback, swing low somewhere around there, and well, that's 4 to 1. I mean, that's 465 pips to there alone, but that on a 2 to 1, wow. Okay, so that makes sense, doesn't it? So 2.75 to 1, that's 200 pips there, 400 pips there. So great opportunities. So hopefully you can see the logic of this. If you want to get a little bit more active, it's not fast because it's an hourly chart, but it just locks in profits much sooner than a proper position trade, which you're going to hold for 2 or 3 weeks. But of course you can add to those positions as well. If you're making money on a smaller position with wider stops, you can actually add to the positions, which makes sense as long as you've got good money management. Risk 2%, doesn't matter, but a great way to trade. Now in the links above, you can upgrade to get the Get Funded program if you like, or you can start off with the parabolic trend on the daily with signals for 12 months and support for 12 months. It's totally up to you. There are discounts available at the moment, but they don't last long. I only do the offers now and again, so make the most of the opportunities.